What's going on, guys, and welcome to my Descendant build series for the First Descendant. Today we're going over my builds for Gley.
Oh, my beloved daughter, Daya. Hold on a little longer. Your mom will save you no matter what.
Gley is a firearm descendant first and foremost, but she does have some great mods for skill-based mobbing as well. She's a non-attribute descendant, and she's basically a vampire. Gley generates life orbs around the battlefield that she can absorb to refill her HP and even use as explosives to damage her enemies. Her passive ability is called Thirst, which grants her the custom resource Power of Life. Gley has no shields and no MP. Instead, she uses her own health as a power bar to generate Power of Life. Defeating enemies has a chance to drop life orbs, which will fill her Power of Life bar. Gley's first ability, Frenzied, puts her into a frenzied state, indicated by the ghost white hair and the blood swirling around her. While in this state, her firearm attack and penetration are increased, but her HP recovery is reduced. While not frenzied, Gley takes reduced damage and has a higher chance of generating life orbs while attacking. The key is to balance between the frenzied and non-frenzied states to maximize her damage output as well as her own survivability. Her second ability is called Life Siphon. This has two different functions. While frenzied, this will damage enemies proportionate to the amount of HP consumed. While non-frenzied, this ability will reduce her damage taken and restore her HP. Gley's third ability, Increased Sensory, grants her infinite ammo for a time while in her frenzied state. If your cooldown is higher than your duration, then you can loop this ability to dish out some really nice damage. When not frenzied, however, this ability grants her increased movement and sprint speed, increased speed while aiming, increased chance for life orb generation, and increased HP recovery. Her fourth ability is called Massacre. This ability summons Gley's unique weapon. It consumes all of the power of life you currently have, and the amount of bullets you get for it is determined by how full your Power of Life bar was when it was summoned. When not frenzied, this ability stuns enemies. Not gonna lie, kinda useless, but you do you. When frenzied, though, is where it really shines. It deals a good amount of damage and can be looped with her infinite ammo, as I stated earlier. This thing is an absolute beast and shreds right through weak points and colossi armor pieces. The trans mods I'm going to be focusing on here are Massive Sanguification, Predator Instinct, and Explosive Life. Her first build focuses on firearms, and it uses Predator Instinct. Predator Instinct changes her first ability, which now gradually increases firearm attack the longer you fire your gun. So, hair go white and unleash hell. The mods for this are Predator Instinct, Skill Extension, HP Collector, Increased HP, Stim Accelerant, Focus on Non-Attribute, Nimble Fingers, Maximize Duration, Focus on Dimension, MP Conversion, and Shot Focus. Her second build is skill-based, and it uses Massive Sanguification. Massive Sanguification changes Gley's second ability, which now causes damage to enemies within range. While frenzied, this ability deals damage proportionate to HP consumed, with increased damage the lower her HP is. While not frenzied, this ability will heal her proportionate to the number of enemies around her, and also it will suck in all life orbs within range. The mods for this build are Massive Sanguification, Skill Expansion, HP Collector, Increased HP, Stim Accelerant, Focus on Non-Attribute, non-attribute amplification, spear and shield, focus on dimension, HP conversion, and nimble fingers. Gley's last mobbing build is a lot of fun. It uses explosive life. Explosive life also alters her second ability, only this time it makes blood bombs. Life orbs out in the field can now be blown up, creating a chain reaction of constant explosions that will clear even the most dense groups of mobs. These chain reactions aren't automatic, mind you, like say Freyna's Contagion, but if you keep pressing the ability, you just watch the bloodfest spectacle unfold. The only drawback to this is that you need to kill a couple enemies up front in order to generate a couple of life orbs that you can then, pop goes the Vulgus. It is oh so satisfying to watch though. I highly recommend at least trying it out just because it's fun. The mods for this build are Explosive Life, Spear and Shield, Skill Simplification, Increased HP, Stim Accelerant, Focus on Non-Attribute, Multi-Talented, Skill Expansion, Nimble Fingers, MP Conversion, and Non-Attribute Amplification. Here is the RK tuning for these three builds, and you'll want to use the non-attribute cohesion mutant cell. You can also use the singular dimension tuning if you prefer. Now for bossing, I have two builds, and they both use Massive Sanguification. Massive Sanguification is the best mod to use for bossing because it gives you a large chunk of power of life right off the bat, so you can massacre loop or whatever right from the start. You can try Blood and Iron, which I dabbled with for a while. Blood and Iron generates power of life whenever you land a critical hit with your firearms. It didn't really seem all that effective over Mass Sang in my opinion, but experiment and see what works for you. The first build is Massive Sanguification, Skill Extension, Safe Recovery, Stim Accelerant, Increased HP, Spear and Shield, Focus on Dimension, Maximize Duration, Nimble Fingers, MP Conversion, and Focus on Non-Attribute. This build is designed specifically for the Massacre Infinite Ammo loop, so use accordingly. The second bossing build is more of a hybrid skill and firearm build that has a bit more survivability if you're having trouble staying alive. The mods for this are Massive Sanguification, An Outstanding Investment, Skill Simplification, Increased HP, Stim Accelerant, Spear and Shield, Nimble Fingers, Skill Extension, Focus on Non-Attribute, MP Conversion, and Shot Focus. And here are the RK tuning for these two builds. And this build has no need for a mutant cell. Now for Gley, you'll want to use a Dimension Reactor, preferably one that has cooldown and or cost. For the external components, I use a 2-piece Firebrand and a 2-piece Annihilation for the extra duration and range. You can use Slayer if you want, especially if your only care is raw skill power output, like with Explosive Life, for example. This is how I have my inversion reinforcement set up. For the weapons, I use the Python, the Malevolent, and the Restored Relic, depending on what I'm doing. The Restored Relic is just stupid high damage I'm not gonna lie, I hate the thing. I hate that it blinds everybody, but it's just too damn good not to use. Combine that with the infinite ammo, and it's just straight freaking insane. So it is what it is. Maybe the Exterminator coming out with Season 3 will be better, and we can stop using it. Here's hoping. Anyway, here are the builds for those. Now, Gley is definitely not for everyone, but she is a lot of fun to play. She's very unique and is an absolute beast at both mobbing and especially shines at bossing. Check out my other Descendant build videos, and please feel free to ask any questions you may have about this build or about Gley herself. And that's it for this video, guys. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Later.